So yeah, so we have some pictures for spaceship of King Anu, and we're gonna talk going on in the region. We have a volcano eruption in Indonesia, and so let's start here. I will try to make this video very short because I have a lot of pictures. We have been in my previous video. I showed you these pictures. This is 13 of November. I got the cheat that I used to wipe out the screen so we don't have any problem with the reflection. So let's start here. Remember this one. So was 13 November. So let's see if we get the focus. 13 November, you see here. And this is these pictures you have seen. This is spaceship of King Anu. And here it goes up. And while we are watching spaceship of King Anu, we are seeing the pictures. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the Middle East and volcano eruption and maybe other stuff. So let's start here. These pictures you have seen these ones. Um, I've seen this one. This one was good one, and you have seen all these ones. And of course, I'm not zooming out because I'm gonna try to make this video very short. And even these pictures you have seen. And this is 13 still here, 13. And this is also 13 of November. You see here, this is the spaceship here, and made it large. Maybe I made this video. Maybe I showed you these pictures. Maybe not. I'm not sure. So let's start here. Trying to get a nice picture for the thumbnail. This one maybe. So let's try to take this one. So you hear the click. This one also maybe. And this one maybe. These are like regular. This one regular. Maybe we can take this one also. So yeah, what did happen in the Holy Land, Israel yesterday? Israeli man was killed, and the revenge came day after Israel bombed Lebanon, and 13 were killed in Lebanon. The Israelis said in southern city of Sidon, and they said the Israelis said they were Hamas. 13 were killed in Lebanon. The most like they didn't bomb Lebanon since last year with one strike causing a lot of casualties like they did yesterday. And today they killed two members of Hezbollah yesterday in Lebanon. Today, uh, Prime Minister Netanyahu, he was in Syria, and the Syria government is very upset for that one. They went in the so-called buffer zone. Prime Minister Netanyahu is the other from the Israeli delegation or Israeli ministry. They went in Syria and examined the place. So we're gonna read about this stuff. And these pictures you see here, I was showing this picture when it is bright. You see this stuff here, maybe it's not very clear. Otherwise, when they shrink the brightness, this stuff is not seen. So is it related to the brightness? maybe, but even I found out that in one picture I could see it as well without the sharpness, without the brightness. I'm talking about this stuff, people. Maybe it is not very easy to see it, but I believe I made some inverted colors so we can see it better. But let's move on. We have a lot of pictures to talk about, and I must show you all these pictures because otherwise I'll have to make a longer video, which I don't like. I don't like to make longer videos. Spaceship of King Anu is here, and here it is, and here it goes. You can take this one as well. So yeah, we have a volcano eruption, and we have this escalation in the Middle East, ceasefire. I don't know about that. Um President Trump, he tried hard, but of course, the problem is many years, like since 1948 and stuff. So yeah, I don't think there's no peace in the region. There's no peace. They bombed Gaza today. 22 Palestinians were killed. Israel said that was Hamas. They were Hamas. And of course, yesterday, 13 killed in Lebanon. Israel said it was Hamas, and two other were killed yesterday in Lebanon. Israel said they were Hezbollah members. This one is good. So yeah, escalation, of course. And this was actually expected. I talked about the ceasefire. I was very happy, amused with the ceasefire that President Trump he brought to the area, to the region. But of course, it didn't last a lot. It started 7th of October last month, and today we can say that the ceasefire is finished, although we will not hear that on the news. It's not good for President Trump. Uh, that he will not comment if they kill Hezbollah and Hamas. It is okay according to Israel and most probably President Trump. So they will not say that the ceasefire is finished unless civilians are killed, which of course sometimes they are killed because they are like maybe walking near a headquarter or like training facility in Lebanon or in Gaza. Of course, we don't know about that, but if civilians are killed, or even children or women or older, so Israel can always say they were near a military target and where they were targeted, and yeah, like civilians are killed in wars and stuff like that. But yeah, so situation is very bad actually. Uh, in Syria, Lebanon, Gaza, it is on. It is war. It is a war zone. Gaza, war zone. Lebanon, South Lebanon, war zone. South Syria, war zone. And of course, this comes because I believe they don't say, but this is obviously a revenge because one Israeli was killed yesterday in an attack. A car rammed a man, and then two went out and with knives they killed one Israeli, and then the Israeli shot Israeli police or soldiers shot an Israeli woman who they thought uh, she was a terrorist, but she didn't die. She was injured. This one is good. Take this one as well. So yeah, I was talking about it will not last and stuff, but of course we don't want to make people feel bad now. You know, the it's, almost Christmas and stuff, and people want to relax and stuff. We don't want to hear about the killing all the time and stuff, but we want to give credit to President Trump. He is trying, he's trying, he's trying, but the Prime Minister Netanyahu cannot. You cannot accept Israelis are being killed, and then the revenge. Of course, you cannot control everybody and stuff like that. And the situation is like it was before the ceasefire. So we're back to zero. Start counting from zero. This one is a good one, actually. So yeah, we are talking about this with the why it is always something's going on in the Holy Land. Talked about this one before, and why this urge for Israel to have this connection to the area. Talked about all this stuff before. Talked about why it was called a Holy Land since the Sumerians were ruling that region. The Sumerians they call it the Holy Land because it was not to be ruled by a human. It was or like Anunnaki. Talked about the Anunnaki. Talked about the God of Israel and the God of they say Christianity and even Islam. Talked about Jehovah as an Anunnaki, and people will reject that. Even Islam, they associate Anunnaki with the Sumerians, and they associate the Sumerian religion with demons and stuff. You know, it's very hard to talk good about the Sumerians for a religious Muslim guy, for example. I didn't have a chance to talk about the Sumerians, discuss the Sumerians with a Jewish guy. Of course, we know that if you talk that Jehovah, this one is good as well. We can take this one. Say Jehovah is Anunnaki, you're gonna get a lot of protests, especially from even from Christians. And this is because Anunnaki is associated with even like the fallen angels, and they have a special name in Hebrew for the Anunnaki. They call it Anakim, I believe. I'm not sure about it. You see the clouds, how's looking? So it's very, very complicated, very sensitive, because if you say Anunnaki, like Jehovah Anunnaki, they know of every Anunnaki, they everybody agree Anunnaki from Anu. We are watching Spaceship of Anu, the Most High Uranus. So it's a very complicated issue here to discuss, and not a lot of people are talking about UFOs. It is actually very, very hard to find a channel on YouTube about UFOs or about the Planet X and IBIRU, Nibiru. It's very hard because if you do this stuff, you are um going against the main so-called Abrahamic religions, that is Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. We know that Judaism, they have like maybe 6 millions or who are Jews in the world. I'm not sure, maybe eight. But Christianity is like 2 billions, Muslims 2 billions. So these guys, they will not accept that stuff. But like in if you talk about India, you have this Brahman, and you have this Brahma Trinity. We talked about the Holy Trinity in this Indian. They have this Brahma and Vishnu, and they talked about Vishnu and even Krishna. So Krishna, Vishnu, and Brahma, they all consist one entity. It is Brahman, and Brahman talked about Abraham is maybe like Abraham, and you have Abraham, and you have Krishna like Jesus Christ, Christ and Krishna. You see the similarity of the name, and even Vishnu connection to the Vishnu. We have Varuna, ocean god in Indian mythology. So this stuff, Varuna and the ocean and stuff, and we know that uh, we have Uranus and Tiamat. Tiamat was the ocean and stuff like that. So they say Vishnu is actually Anu, and Varuna is actually Anu, and sometimes they say Vishnu is Enlil, and they say Abraham is Brahma, and stuff like that. So this is also from Sabbateans, called Sabbateans, also mentioned in the Holy Quran. As-Saiba, these guys, they believe in Brahman, and for the Muslims, unless you don't have a lot of gods, like one God, if you believe in one God, they will agree. It is similar to Allah. If you say, okay, Judaism, they believe in Jehovah. Jehovah is similar to Allah. Christianity, another issue. They don't accept the Trinity. They say, how can you believe in the Son and the Holy Spirit and the Father? It is three gods. No, it say it is one. So just like it is mentioned in the Holy Quran, as-Saiba, Sabbateans, I believe they are called. They have this Trinity, and they have Brahman. So they associate Brahman with Allah. So now you understand how Muslims, you want to have a discussion with them. So just make sure that they will understand that you believe in one God, not three. Otherwise, we're gonna get problem with the we're gonna get problem with the Muslims. And like I said, in Judaism, they have Moses, and in Islam they have Allah, but they have also Prophet Muhammad and Ali. So Ali, not a prophet, but he was married to the daughter of Prophet Muhammad. So Ali was for Shia Muslim. Even he was like from the family of the prophet, so bloodline. He will come the bloodline. That's just like the Jews. They say we are from Isaac, and Isaac is from Abraham. And even you see in Jesus Christ, we have this. We have Jesus Christ's mother, Mary, the Virgin, is from Abraham. So Abraham, we have Brahman. So this is stuff. So we talked about I believe about Ali, and like associate him with. I talked about even Prophet Muhammad, how I see the connection to the Sumerian with the Muslims, like what who is Prophet Muhammad and who is Ali. So they have different names. These people or these guys, these like prophets and stuff. See, like they are waiting for Al Mahdi. Al Mahdi is maybe a Nibiru, the planet X, the morning star, and they said they are waiting for Isa, and Isa is, like we talked about the stuff, is Elijah. So Elijah in Judaism, that's why they didn't believe. The Jews, they didn't believe in Jesus Christ because they were waiting for Elijah. And Jesus Christ, he said, uh, like you see about the reincarnation and stuff, you see here how, and because you say, how can Jesus Christ be God? How can a man be God? And this is because the connection between, this is the Gnostic teaching, the connection between the spiritual and the material world. That's why God, he is uh, in Jesus Christ. This is very hard for the Muslim to accept that God can be a human like in Jesus Christ. So this is very hard. Also, we talked about the Egyptian. They have this shoe. Shoe is there we get Yahushu or Yahuwasha, Yahushua. This is the shoe or Shua, son of Atumra. Atumra is Anu, Anu is Uranus. So we have this in Egypt. Also, we have Jesus Christ in Phoenicia. Talked about Jesus Christ in Phoenicia, and we talked about how we have a lot of like Christ, like in Egypt, and Christ in Phoenicia. Like they say, okay, Jesus Christ was a Jew, and this stuff. Like they said, Jesus Christ, the Phoenician, actually was Jesus Christ was a Phoenician, and they said, no, we're gonna read about how I can say, okay, this is Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is Anunnaki. Understand? That's why he was called Son of Man. So, if like say a prophet, Son of Man, because of his mother, Virgin Mary, from Abraham. We talk about Jesus Christ from David. I talked about David. It's not David, but the city called Dawodia in Palestine, in Israel. Dawodia. So we don't have any evidence of, like, if we want to prove this stuff. We don't believe in David, as like Jews. They have Moses, and even they have in Egypt in Moses, in Ramses and this Pharaoh. And we talked about even Moses, maybe he is Akhenaton, and Akhenaton is the one who said we're gonna believe in one God. So Akhenaton maybe is Moses and stuff like that. So it's not about the prophets, it's about God. So talking about Jesus Christ, connection is Anunnaki. So that's why he was called Son of Man, because otherwise they say, oh, Jesus Christ, he was Anunnaki. It's not, it's not some kind of, like, he is not belonging to the human race. He's an extraterrestrial. Understand, people? So the connection to the Father, Anu, is what make Jesus Christ the God, the one who is the son of Anu, and he is Anu because His father is Anu or Anos. Understand? This is very easy to explain to how we can know who is Jesus. His father is Anu. So in Europe and USA, most Christian countries they believe God is Jehovah. Christians they believe Jesus Christ, Son of Jehovah, and Christians in I believe Malaysia and in Middle East they believe Jesus is Son of Allah because Allah is they use it in the Arabic language. And we talked about Jehovah is actually Allah or Allah is Jehovah. So this is very hard for Muslims to accept. Also, when they are praying for Allah, they are praying for Jehovah. So we have also the word Allah in the Old Testament Bible, which I believe it is holy, just like I believe the Quran is holy. This is 14th of November because we have the most important uh, thing in the Old Testament Bible is the evidence of they are pointing out who is the devil. And this is spaceship working on here. This is 14th of November. You see how it's doing coming up. And it's about Marduk Mordechai. So this is how we know that. So also the book of Daniel and Daniel also in Ugarit Daniel Daniel in Ugarit, and we have so they have taken from the Ugarit Daniel, and also the in Revelation we have the same stuff, the 3.5 in the tribulation and the stop of the Jewish sacrifice after 3.5 years. It is mentioned in Daniel and in the Revelation in the Holy Bible, in the New Testament, also in the Old Testament Bible. And we made connection between the Holy Quran and the Bible through the morning star, the New Jerusalem. It's called Al-Tariq, the piercing star, Nibiru, Nibiru, Planet X. And this is how I believe all these books are holy. And of course, Islam, they had said, it is written in the Holy Quran, Jews and Muslims and Sabbatians, they are people of the book. You are not allowed in Islam to kill them or to treat them bad. And we have these Muslims ruling in Syria, not taking notice to what is written in the Holy Quran. Understand? So this like this terrorist, ISIS, Al-Nusra front. These guys, all these guys, they came to power because of Israel, of course. And Israel now is supporting the Druze minority in Syria, just like they supported Al-Nusra and took them to Israel. They took them to Israel into the hospitals. They gave them weapons and money in the Golan Heights. The same story now. They are supporting the Druze community in Syria. Spaceship of King Anu, of course. So Al-Nusra took power in Syria. It is actually Al-Nusra ruling in Syria. Everybody's know about it. But people, they don't have memory. They forget. It's because of Israel. We have Ahmad al-Shara. al-Julani as president in Syria. Not because of Russia, not because of USA, not because of Europe, because of Israel. We have this regime in Syria who is killing Alawites, Kurds, Druze, that is calming down now because meeting President Trump, President Putin, and all these leaders. So calming down now in Syria, gonna give it a chance. Like everybody, all leaders giving a chance. But it was the Israelis who brought Al-Julani to power in Syria. This is according to the Israelis themselves. So sorry, but this is very bad to people. They don't forget. So now in Syria, they are discussing the Druze. They say we want to be one with Israel. We want to be one. We want to join Israel. South Syria, the Druze community in Suwaida, they say we want Israel to protect us from Al-Julani gangs, from ISIL. It was Israel who brought Al-Julani to power. They're not going to give up on him. Not so easy. They're going to get their goals achieved at first, which is to destroy Syria, of course, because the hatred of Jehovah to the Holy Land, which according to the Christian, Syria is a Holy Land because Jesus Christ was in Syria, just like from the Sumerians. It was Enlil, son of the Most High Anu, to rule in the Holy Land because of the spaceport in Sinai, in Egyptian half peninsula. That's why it was called a Holy Land. And it is called the Holy Land for the Jews because the chosen were there. Like 2,000 years ago, when Jesus Christ was living there. And maybe somebody will call it the Holy Land for other reasons. But we know this region is Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine, Israel. Even Lebanon, they say Jesus Christ was in Lebanon. And they say Jesus Christ was a Phoenician. And Lebanon, it was where the Phoenicians, they had their like colony or their empire. Now you know the connection between. This is very good picture actually. So why is this urged by Jehovah to control the area? Because of Jesus Christ and because of Anu. Because of Anu connection to the Holy Land. We don't have this stuff. It is the stage. They believe it is all about the stage. Even the Muslims, the Jews, they're missing out. Muslims, only purpose, they say, oh, we're going to make all people Muslims. They're going to go, they become Muslim. And the Jews, they say, oh, we're going to control the world. We're going to make everybody rich. We're going to be rich. We're going to control the gold and the power. And, you know. So any Muslim, they say, oh, we're going to make everybody Muslim. Because if you make a Muslim, like if somebody is not Muslim and they make him Muslim, all their sins will disappear. So they get paid. And by making everybody Muslims, like all people in the world Muslims, they can control the world. Their mind is on this life, which is a dream. It is false. It's matrix. Just like you asked me, of Earth, is it round? Is it flat? It is a dream. It is a matrix. You are dreaming, people. We are dreaming all. It is a dream. The Jews, they say, we're going to control everybody. We're going to collect the riches. We're going to be rich. We're going to be the money to control the world, the politics. It's illusion. It's illusion. It's not. This is a state. It's not a state. It's a dream, people. Wake up. It's a dream. Wake up, people. So sorry, I was shouting. This spaceship of King Anu. This is a nice picture. So this is why they have this bloodline stuff. And I believe that Christianity, they know that it's nothing about bloodline. They say, oh, this is Prophet Muhammad. This is Ali. He was married to a daughter of Prophet Muhammad. And they say, oh, we are the Jews. We are from Isaac. We're gonna inherit the land. This is nonsense, people. It's not about the bloodline. Anyways, so the fight will continue to control the Holy Land. And it is Jesus Christ. They asked him, you're going to fight? He said, my kingdom is not here. My kingdom is New Jerusalem, not the Jerusalem that exists in Israel. New Jerusalem is the morning star, the piercing star. That is kingdom of God. Not Palestine, Israel, Syria, greater Israel. Just quit, people. We are so tired of the blood. We are so tired of your thinking. Give it up. It will not last. It will not last. Of course, nobody is listening because, of course, they want to control the world. And this is because they don't believe in ghosts. They don't believe in spiritual stuff. They believe in gold and money and riches and children and power and politics, So this is why they don't. All we need to do is survive, people. It's not about who's gonna control the Holy Land. You see, this is a WFO, also spaceship of King Anu. You see how it's doing? This one and this one is one separated. So sorry, I've been shouting. I got excited. Hearing the news, very bad. Start the killing again. Netanyahu didn't even. It's not going to court to talk about 7th of October. Why he allowed Hamas to penetrate Israel, to kill so many Israelis. Not going there. And starting a new war, yeah, it will escalate. Although I don't believe anybody in Syria, Lebanon, Gaza is prepared to wage a war against Israel. It is like they can do whatever. They don't have a resistance, people, because you see, one Israeli was killed yesterday, and 30 Palestinians were killed in 2 days as a revenge. This is the where I was looking. See what's the stuff. You're gonna read about the. I know this is very hard for Muslims to accept that. What I'm saying, it was actually Jehovah who created Islam. Very hard to say. He's Muslims. You're gonna pray for Allah. You are praying for Jehovah, and then you're gonna want to fight Israel. It does not fit. Does not fit. Jehovah created Islam. This is what is written. I'm gonna show you. It is not me saying. I'm gonna show you the link. I know it's very hard to accept for the Muslims, but even Christians, they believe Jehovah is their God, is the Father of Jesus Christ. So messed up, They are saying Jesus Christ is the son of the devil. Oh, the son of a dragon. They worship the dragon in China. Come on. Everybody's worshiping Jehovah. Even the Muslims. They call him Allah. This is not good at all, people. Why you have one God? Show me one nation who's not worshiping Jehovah. And Jehovah is a dragon. And I say that because if there's no nation worshiping the real God, Uranus, that makes me a crazy man. You think I'm crazy? Showing you these pictures and showing you evidence and links. Think I'm doing this stuff for fun? You think that? Or you know that it is the power to be who does not allow people to worship Anu, the real God. Why? Because they are not achieving anything if they are not control the world, because they want to control the world, and they are not uh, interested in spiritual stuff. They are interested in this false matrix material world. This 15th of October, sorry, November. Sorry, my message is been hard now to Spaceship of King Anu the Most High. So time is 9, and we are in the last time. We are in the last times. I cannot talk, but you see, Spaceship of King Anu, you see. So all this stuff I've been talking about, and I'm gonna show you the evidence. All this stuff I'm talking about is not me. I have evidence. I have the links. I'm gonna show it to you. We're gonna read the news. I explained the conflict in the Middle East. I explained it in like now talking 40 minutes. The conflict, the religion of Islam, the religion of Christianity, the religion of Judaism. Talked about the Sabbateans. Talked about China. Like, I don't care about China, but if they don't worship Anu, they don't worship God. If they don't worship God, they worship the dragon. Of course, if you don't worship God, even you say, I don't worship God, I don't worship God, I don't worship anybody, I don't believe in nothing, you are automatically worshiping the dragon. If you cannot notice that God created the world and brought his son for us to be saved, then you are worshiping the dragon, and does not fit. Like if you worship the dragon and you say, oh, but the dragon is cannot be Jehovah. If Jehovah is not God, is Jehovah is a dragon. Automatically, you have Jehovah connection to the volcano, and the volcano connection to the dragon. So Spaceship of Keanu, the Most High God. So that's why I don't have a lot of people watching, because they are worshiping the dragon. So, oh, I say, oh, okay, no, no, I don't believe in nothing. I believe there's nothing after death. You are worshiping, unless you are not worshiping God, the real God, you are worshiping the dragon. So easy. It is. Spaceship of King Honor, you see. So you don't believe your own eyes. This is what's the problem. Okay, let's forget about God. Let's talk about righteousness. If you believe in righteousness, what is right and what is wrong, you automatically believe in God. Understand? If you are living an honest life, if you acknowledge the right of each of us to live freely and to decide over own belief, then you are worshiping God. You have respect for the woman. Treat her like a man equally. You respect all races. Okay. Believe in love as the major power for humans. You are. But you say, I don't believe in God. It is enough. It is enough for me. I will say, you believe in God, but you don't know it. In your subconscious, you believe in God. Anu, you don't know him by the name. You don't know, maybe you don't know Jesus Christ. You're living in an isolated island. You know, nobody, you're living like some kind of island, tropic island. You never hear about God. You see some kind of tribes. They are living isolated in the Amazonas. They never come to the contact with civilization. If you are, they maybe do bad stuff. But if you do, if you have these values, you respect the woman equally as the man. Respect the people, races. You don't have this hate. You don't have this bloodline thinking. Oh, this is holy bloodline. Oh, this is from the prophet. Oh, this is no, this stuff. We are all equal, all under God. Then you are believing in the real God. Regardless what you give him for a name. Call him Jehovah, call him Allah, call him Anu, does not really matter. But you have this respect and you believe in equality between all people, all races, regardless of the white, black, yellow, red. So yeah, we are live now. Sorry, I've been shouting the spaceship of King Anu, the most high creator of all. Let's hope for peace. It's very messed up in the Middle East. I'm very sad this is happening again. The Holy Land, don't care about the Holy Land. The Holy Land, don't care about it. Care about New Jerusalem. Don't care about Earth because Earth, the old Earth will go away and we will get a new Earth, a new heaven. And the poor and the good good ones, good people will inherit the new earth and the new heaven. This is mentioned in the Holy Bible. Spaceship of King Anu. So we have here, we're gonna, this is 48 minutes. I'm gonna take this picture maybe, and then we're gonna start reading what's going on, reading some news, and we're gonna save the rest of pictures for later on video. Hopefully you're enjoying these pictures. These are, you can check with the archive if you don't believe them. This is 15. This is 15 of November. You see here, I have all these pictures from here. You see, there's a lot of pictures. So this is where let's start here some news. So 15 November. This is here. We're gonna 16. Sorry, or it was 15 actually. So 15 November. So you're gonna see these pictures, but I'm gonna relax my arm, my hand. All these pictures you're gonna see. This picture from Vegas. Sorry, from Los Angeles. You see, this is UFO. This is the TV, American TV series Chips. You see, started here. Started here. You see it. So they have this. This is a Galactic Federation UFO ships, of course, and it goes like that. So I got these pictures, but anyways, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show these pictures later on my next video. So here, Israel, they got the Jolan Heights. This is Syria. This is Damascus. And they got all this region from the 67, 73 war, 1973, 1967. They went to wars and they got all this region. The Israelis, Israel, this is Lebanon, and this is Syria. They got all this region. And one President Assad, he escaped to Russia. They took all these new areas. This is Mount Hermon. This is where the falling angels met and they decided to sleep with humans, human with woman, to create this like reptilian. So Israel got this mountain, and this mountain they got this. So all this mountain you're gonna see Lebanon. It's very strategic area. So Prime Minister Netanyahu he was somewhere here. The Israeli and Syrian government is upset because he passed all these areas. He's advancing. Israel is advancing all this area. And this is the area in blue. You see the blue color. They got all this area new after Assad the escape. So in 1 year they took all this area. The Israelis they got all this area as well from before. And this is area they want. This is Suwaida, where the Rus community, they said to Israel, please protect us from ISIS and Al-Nusra, Al-Julani, Ahmad Shara gangs are attacking Al-Suwaida, Jabal al-Durus. You see here, Jabal al-Durus. So Israel area is here, but they got this yellow area is 15 kilometers. This is a buffer zone. And Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu, maybe he was in this area, and all this is Damascus, very near Damascus, and all this area of influence, supposedly, like the Israelis are coming in here, and they are waging. Now, so I was talking about what's going on in the region, and I'm gonna show you the links. What's going on? Talked about the volcano eruption in Indonesia. So here we have it. Is Yahweh and Anunnaki? Is Yahweh and Anunnaki? Please read this link here. Who is Yahweh? And here we're gonna read about Islam. We're gonna read about Islam here. And who then is Allah? Islam arose around 600 years after Christianity and reversed Allah as the one and only God. The word actually means the God, and thus isn't really a name but a designation, like Yahweh isn't really a name either, but also a designation means He is. There is no God except the God, La ilaha illallah. This reminds strongly of Yahweh's, thou shall have no other gods before me. Under the hypothesis that Yahweh saw himself threatened by Christianity and therefore infiltrated it, and one can envision that the same Yahweh wanted to create an analogous religion under new denomination in a related people on one side in order to have a second track for his influence, and the other side in order to be able to play the two off against each other in I cannot read this name, Machiavellian sense of divide and rule. Please read this one. This is Yahweh Anunnaki Bibliothèque Capalia at this point. So here we have Volcano Indonesia. 7 hours ago, Indonesia Simro volcano erupts. Alert level rise to highest. Very, very worrying. You see this? This is the volcano. Take a picture here. That erupted. So Mount Semeru eruption in Indonesia promotes evacuation. More than 300 people, most at risk, are moving to shelters at tallest peak on Java Island. Unleashed clouds of hot ash. So Airplanes cannot fly in that area. A dense cloud of ash from the eruption of Mount Semeru in Lumayang, East Java, Indonesia. Mount Semeru High Peak on Java has erupted. Oh my God. The volcano in Java province unleashed clouds of ash. Gas traveled to 7 kilometers. The eruption that unfolded throughout the day forced authorities to raise the volcano alert level twice from the third highest level to the highest. No casualties have been reported. So this is Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu tours Israeli controlled area in Syria. Prime Minister Netanyahu Wednesday, today, he went to the buffer zone in Syria. I showed you that one on the map of the Golan Heights. The Prime Minister's official said the contacts Netanyahu was accompanied by Israeli Defense Minister Israeli Katz, Gidon Saar, military chief Eyal Zamir. This is all top dogs. VIP and Chinbit director David Zini. So this something is going on in Syria, Israel. The prime minister arrived at EDF outpost, observed the area. Netanyahu said Israel both defensive and offensive this area, protecting our Druze. Talked about the Druze allies in Syria, Golan Heights, and they want this area. The Druze, they want that protection from ISIS gangs who have slaughtered the Druze last summer. A lot of Druze were killed by the Al-Julani gangs. So let's hear Israeli grip on Syria. This is, we talked about this, we showed you the map. And Israel killed here. This is the Israeli killed yesterday. This is 18 November. Today is 19. Israeli killed in terror attack at Gush Etzion Junction in the West Bank. 3 other wounded. A victim named Aharon Cohen. 2 attackers arrived in the car, attempt ramming before existing and stab people. Troops open fire, killing them. Woman hit by IDF fire, seriously hurt. And here we have Israeli military said 2 Hezbollah members in South Lebanon, they killed 2 members. This is 19 November today. Israeli military said Wednesday it had killed 2 Hezbollah members in Lebanon, South Lebanon. And this is, we have also from yesterday, Israeli airstrikes on Palestinian refugee camp. Lebanon killed 13 people. This is November 19, yesterday. Israeli strike on Palestinian refugee camp. So killed 13 people. This is a Palestinian refugee camp in Lebanon, South Lebanon. And then we have this 18 Palestinians were killed in Gaza today. 19 Palestinians killed and dozens injured in widespread Israeli strike across Gaza. This is today, of course. You see here, 19 November, at least 19 Palestinians were killed and dozens injured on Wednesday. Today, as Israeli forces launched multiple attacks across the Gaza Strips, bombed a group of civilians near the Shuja'a junction on Saladin Street. So yeah, that's all, people. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Please like and share so I continue my journey. Blessings.